el Barça y viva Catalan!
Argentinian footballer Lionel Messi has risen to superstardom doing the impossible. And for most of it, he's been in Barcelona colors.
Que feliz.
I will spend my entire life here. This is my home. My goal is to finish my career here in Barcelona, and we're on that path.
That path has now taken an unexpected turn. The world's most famous footballer wants out of the club he's been with since the age of 13. It follows Barca's disappointing Champions League campaign, which ended with an 8-2 loss to Germany's Bayern Munich in the quarter-finals. Messi has reportedly been unhappy with the way the club's been run over the past year under President Josep Maria Bartomeu, who analysts say has prioritized cutting costs over signing major talent.
This board of directors should have resigned a long time ago. Bad results, bad management. Nothing positive about them. They're destroying the club. It's normal Messi wants to leave.
Messi makes $34 million a year and is under contract until 2021, but his deal does allow for an early exit. He had until June the 10th to ask for a transfer. But Messi's legal team says the deadline should be extended because the season was prolonged due to the pandemic. If the two sides can't strike a deal, any club that wants Messi will have to pay a record-breaking $825 million transfer fee.
He's the best player in the world, and you want to have the best player in the world on your side. You don't want to have him on an opposing team. I would be very happy if he wants to stay.
Messi is reportedly in talks with Manchester City, one of the few clubs that can afford to sign him. The English club is owned by Abu Dhabi royal Sheikh Mansour, who was worth $30 billion. There, Messi would reunite with former Barcelona coach Pep Guardiola in hopes of adding more trophies to an already packed case. Paolo Montecillo, TRT World.
Well, for more on Messi's next move, let's go to Kieran Maguire in Manchester. He's a sports finance specialist at the University of Liverpool. Welcome back to the program, Kieran. Now, this really has captured the imaginations of fans around the world. But before we look into the dollar aspect of things, can you just remind us how things got so bad between Barca and its top player?
Well, Lionel Messi will be concerned that Barcelona have not won the Champions League for a number of years. He wants to be remembered as one of the all-time greats, which I think in many people's eyes he is. He never achieved success internationally in terms of winning the World Cup with Argentina. So therefore, I think the next biggest thing would be Champions League success with whichever team he's playing for. He appears to have lost faith in the Barcelona hierarchy, and therefore is pressing for a move.
Now, do you expect that Barca and Lionel will come to some sort of an agreement? Because that $800 million price tag that a club will have to pay really does seem like a high price to pay and something that's quite unrealistic.
Well, I agree with you entirely that an $825 million release fee is unlikely for a player who, let's face it, is 33. He probably still has 3 or 4 years left remaining at the very top level. So whoever does buy him will take the view that they wouldn't be able to sell him on for a fee. From Barcelona's perspective, given the extent of Lionel Messi's wages, they don't want an unhappy player there who's being paid $60–70 million a year. So I think they'll have to bear that in mind as well. Lionel Messi's lawyers will be taking a look at the nature of his walk-away clause, which he could have invoked before June, to see whether that could have been extended as a result of COVID-19. And if that is the case, then it looks like Italy, France, or the UK could be an option for him.
Now, as you say, the pandemic has really changed some of these clauses in the contracts, or at least that's what the players would like to believe. Do you think that that's something that they could rely on, the fact that this unforeseen pandemic could, I guess, give them an earlier release?
I think it's 50-50. The lawyers on both sides will be going through the small print of all contracts. We have seen some appeals here in the UK rejected on the basis of force majeure and the pandemic. So whether that would apply to an individual player's contract is uncertain. But if we look at Messi's personal circumstances, could there be many clubs that could afford $825 million for a release fee and then his wages on top? I think it unlikely. So if the alternative is available, then he could be considering Italy, because under Italian law, if you sign a 2-year contract as a footballer, the first 50% of your income is tax-free. Clearly, you mentioned Manchester City and Pep Guardiola as an alternative because they've got a former relationship, and PSG, which is backed by very wealthy owners. They would love to have Neymar, Mbappe and Messi as a front line, as I'm sure all teams would.
Now, earlier this year, Barcelona's players announced that they would take a 70% pay cut in order to help the club throughout the pandemic. Lionel Messi didn't really make it a secret that he was unhappy with how these negotiations went on. It's really hard to feel sorry for football players right now, isn't it, given their multi-million-dollar salaries compared with the millions of people who have lost their jobs?
Yes, and to be fair to Lionel Messi, he said at the time he was willing to take a pay cut, and a significant pay cut in that, because it would preserve jobs for other people who worked at Barcelona, who were working in the back office, who were working in catering, who were working as groundsmen and so on. And he does believe in doing the good for the most people as he could. I think he feels that the senior management of the club have let him down in terms of recruitment of both players, managers, and the strategy of the club, which used to have a very good production line from the youth squad, and that has ceased to be the place in recent years.
Okay, Kieran Maguire, we'll have to keep our eyes peeled to see what happens next. Thank you so much again for joining us on the program.